married, lives in Cork, and she came to see the play in Cork, and sort of talking to her afterwards, you suddenly get this feeling of responsibility and of this sort of wake-up call that this is a real person that you're portraying, and that actually happens to me quite rarely. So I don't think about him as being a person who I might like or dislike, because I just play the character. But certainly, yes, I admire his work, and I think the great attraction for him is that the great attraction of him for a lot of people is that he sort of refused to compromise. He very much lived life the way he wanted to, according to his rules, and I think that's always admirable, even if you don't agree with the choices that he makes.
No, so his wife was his ex-wife or his widow was quite pleased with what you'd done.
Yeah, she liked it. She was lovely, and obviously if you stop and think about how scary that is to portray somebody, and we portray the last hours of his life, and we portray some of the more sort of extreme and ugly episodes in his life. But yeah, she said she really liked it. Afterwards, she said that she laughed and she blushed and she cried, which I sort of thought was quite a nice summation of how she felt about it.
And that old man
That was Simply Red and the 12-inch version of Money's Too Tired to Mention. Let's rejoin Rob over in Ireland. How did you get into acting originally?
I just have always done it. I sort of from school and then through university, and it's just what I've always wanted to do, really. So yeah, it's just I've always done it. I've never really done anything else.
And a one-man show, which is what this fundamentally is sort of quite dangerous, isn't it? It's like a tightrope with no safety net.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think, again, that's just one of the things that I can't allow myself to think about. It's odd, because I seem to be distilling down to this, because the last thing that I was in a two-man sketch double act, and I think that it's almost like I've run out of people that are prepared to work with me. So I have to go out there on my own now. But, it's an interesting experience.
Yeah. And you, obviously you wrote this. How did you obviously you've been acting for quite a few years, and how did you sort of decide you were going to do some writing? How did that sort of come about? And
I think I've devised work before, and working in the sketch show, I wrote sketches with my writing partner Jonathan, and I sort of wrote on my own, and so it's a sort of natural progression, really. I think you sort of have two choices as an actor. You can either sort of sit and wait for the work to come to you, which it sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. Or you can sort of go out there and develop stuff, and I think I've always had the sort of mindset that I would develop my own work, and that naturally leads to writing, really, because you sort of start thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice to do something like this? And we had very specific ideas. Mike Davis and I had very specific ideas about what we wanted the piece to be like. So it kind of generated like that, and we started off with a very sort of factual, sort of Wikipedia-esque kind of sort of trot through his life, and we gradually sort of fictionalised bits of it and worked bits of it, and so it's been quite a sort of organic process. We didn't sort of sit down and go, right, let's write a play, and then sort of lock ourselves away for a couple of days and bash out a script. We developed it very much in performance and through conversation with people and in rehearsal, so it almost doesn't feel like writing. I don't know, if you gave me a piece of paper and said, write something, I wouldn't really quite know how to go about it, but with the sort of end goal in mind, it sort of seemed much easier for us.
So you're likely to do more acting or more writing, or are you going to try and do some more stuff that you've actually written yourself? Well,
I mean, people. I mean, I think the thing I'd love to do next is to do something where I had very little responsibility. It would be nice to go and be as part of an ensemble with somebody else calling the shots and somebody else making all the decisions. Because, but it's the variety of the work that I really love about what I do, and so we've got a few projects in mind that we're going to develop, and talking to people about those, and so that will happen. But the very next job I'd like to do would be to sort of disappear a little bit into some project.
Well, is that bad? Is it Ollie Reid?
No, not at all. But it's just like it is that sort of feeling of I've spent a lot of time on my own in hotel rooms over the last 4 weeks, and it sort of, and what I love about doing what I do is the collaboration, and is being in a room with people and sort of bouncing off other people and making ideas sort of become real, and that's the bit that I really, really love, and that's the bit that I miss. And so actually performing's great, and performing's fun, and touring is brilliant, and I've seen some great places and met some really nice people, but I do sort of human contact a little bit.
Because you do look a little bit like Oliver.
I mean, in a way, that was the starting point. I mean, it's always slightly difficult for me when people say that because I don't think I do. And also, he was, let's be honest, one of the world's leading sex symbols at one time. So it's a little bit. We go, yeah, I look just like him. It's not something that's appropriate for me to say, really. Yeah, there's something there, and I think one of the sort of starting points for this was actually a tramp approached me in the NFT cafe when I was having a coffee with a friend and told me that he thought I looked like Oliver Reid. Okay. And in a way, that was one of the sort of little sort of seeds were sown of doing the piece because we thought, yeah, well, maybe I could do Oliver Reid, maybe I could be him. But I looked like him towards the end of his life, not when he was sort of wowing cinema audiences with his great good looks.
Yeah, you didn't actually meet the great man at all, ever? You've never met him?
No, not at all. As I say, I've met his widow, Josephine, and I've also met his son on a number of occasions.
Right. And I was going to ask you about Mark, because did he help you with sort of some of the sort of bits of the sort of characterisation of the play?
Yeah, I mean, he saw it very early. He kind of came because he was told, he just found out about it, sort of, and came. And when we were actually sort of trying to find a way to get in touch with him at the time when he got in touch with us, really. So that was probably the most terrifying experience of doing this show, was knowing that Mark was going to be there because, we weren't that. Now